Alright guys, this is going to be an Overwatch rant, okay? Warning, this video is a hate video, okay? I am not a hateful person. I do not want to spread negativity across communities that I do not have a part in, okay? If you are an Overwatch 2 fan, or a current Overwatch fan, this video is not for you. If you are a fan of Lifeweaver, and are excited to play Emre, this video is not for you. Lastly, if you are easily offended by crude humor, politics, or certain topics about gender identity, this video is not for you. Now without further ado, let's rip this fucking dumpster fire apart. Subject 1. Custom games. Custom games are fucking cooked, okay? Custom games in Overwatch can take the base game and give millions of different combinations by changing cooldowns and other aspects of the game, including a workshop mode that allows you to script and code on top of the base game. The possibilities for this mode are endless, and this is what custom games look like right now. This is what people are spending their time on. These are grown adults. These are like people that pay taxes. These are like people double my age, okay? And don't be fooled. These people are a waste of oxygen, okay? In numbers, these people will brutally attack you for invading their server. I'm going to refer to these people as GARP, okay? Gay and retarded persons, okay? GARPs are extremely territorial. If you get in the way of their peaceful server havens, you will be treated like dirt. If not strong-willed, these people will actually do their best to hurt your feelings until you reach an apologetic state, then take advantage of you until you are a part of the problem. These people commonly will use aggression to impress women who are on these role-playing servers. How old these women are, I have no idea.
Are you a college student, or are you like a young 18-year-old?
But I can guarantee that the men behind these screens are not as young and pretty as you think. GARPs are unable to socialize in the real world, so they stay on their little computer screen every day and pretend to be in relationships instead of actually doing it.
Should we have an orgy? I don't know.
Oh!
Everyone start talking at the same time.
Okay, alright, you ready guys? Okay, 3, 2, 1. What?
These people are somehow have the loudest voice on mainstream media, share an equal voice as taxpayer full-time workers in politics, even though these people don't leave the house.
Yeah, I woke up at 4 p.m. today, that's what happened.
Oh my god.
These brain-dead, uneducated degenerates are grown adults that play dress-up and touch themselves to pixels. These communities are disgusting, and that's the only games you find in Overwatch 2, okay? Overwatch 2 players are self-centered, egotistical, and insecure at every point. The IQ of players directly dropped because the skill ceiling of the game was dumbed down when 5v5 was launched. Subject 2. Reddit takes down my fucking posts, okay? One day, I was watching Overwatch rant videos, and I questioned myself. If someone created an Overwatch 1 clone from the August 2020 patch, the one that died when Overwatch 2 came out, would it single-handedly kill Overwatch 2 and Marvel Rivals? The answer is blatantly yes, because Reddit removes this question from every subreddit for Overwatch, okay? Most of the replies on these posts were just criticism of my person, saying I was an Overwatch 1 whiner. Someone even said it was a stupid question, but I was sparking a hell of a lot of buzz for a stupid question, okay? Obviously, we know Reddit is a bunch of Redditors, so they're trained to shut down any Overwatch 2 criticism because the transsexual kitty cat clan community of sweaty Discord e-daters and they're genuinely gatekeeping the Overwatch franchise from everyone else. I can't ask this question because the answer is yes. Overwatch 1 would kill both of these games in an instant. And these confused, over-medicated grown adults will insult you, criticize you, and clown you in numbers for even trying to just say that. Or even ask the question. Crazy shit.
Are you a college student, or are you like a young 18-year-old?
Subject number 3. I fucking hate Lifeweaver, okay? The Overwatch 2 community will stand on Lifeweaver like he's awesome and cool with his stupid fucking Tree of Life ultimate, okay? Finn and Jake's Treehouse mogs you, okay? But I get upset because Lifeweaver is just not cool, okay? He gives off the aura of a Greek god, but is represented as an individual who would snarl at you for calling him a man, okay? People are mad at me for not thinking he's cool. Just fuck you, okay? I really don't care. Lifeweaver's an unmasculine, flower petal non-binary, and it's forcing pride down my throat harder than Lifeweaver takes it, but the community build around him is so sheltered and sensitive, they're unable to take the criticism of maybe I don't want to play as a flower boy. Battle Pass and live service monetization. This game became Fortnite. In case everyone forgot here, Overwatch used to be a $40 game and every single cosmetic in it was free. Every time you'd level up, which would be on average 5 to 6 games, you'd get 4 random items. Duplicate protected eventually after an update, and the duplicates that would give you late game would give you a fraction amount of in-game currency that you could buy every skin with. The only other currency was competitive points, which only got you gold guns. It was currency, competitive points, skins, gold guns. Okay? Got it? Cool. Nowadays, there's 4 to 5 different currencies. Mythic skins, which are the highest rating of skin, cost money. There's no other way to get them. The loot box system was brought back, just like the On Fire system. Yay! Overwatch 1 recycle. More on that later. I also wrote Overwatch 1's grave that the new game had a battle pass. Every single fucking game now has a battle pass. Call of Duty, Overwatch, Apex Legends, fucking NHL 25, Madden, Battlefront, Rainbow Six. Every single fucking game has a battle pass. It's the exact same system as the level up system, only you add a fucking monthly subscription on top of it. And then you make every other skin also cost money, okay? The base game of Overwatch 1 and all the skins included were $40. That price can get you probably up to 3 skins in Overwatch today, okay? We sacrificed the $40 pay to make everything fucking expensive. It's just so stupid. And not only that, the game costs more to play, and the production quality is just deeper in the trenches than Disney did to Star Wars, okay? It's so bad. And here's why. Low quality ads, okay? Do we remember old Overwatch advertisements, those animated shorts they'd make that literally would make me cry, okay? I'm going to go ahead and play you an Overwatch 2 ad that I found on Instagram.
6, 7.
I really do not think I have to play an Overwatch 1 ad to make the one I just played look any more retarded, okay? Not only do they refer to Soldier having a girlfriend when he's canonically gay since Overwatch 1, but this ad is fucking stupid. This is the stupidest ad I've ever fucking seen. 6'7" brain rot cringe making Soldier 76, the vigilante who saved this little girl from gang violence, make him look like the equivalent of a human fucking toaster oven, okay? Who the fuck does this ad appeal to, okay? I'm an adult who thinks 6'7" is funny sometimes, because it's 6'7", okay? But this is actually an appeal to children or people with room temperature IQ, okay? This is slop, okay? This is garbage. This is a billion-dollar company's best work to put out to the public, okay? How are we supposed to say that this is considered the same development team that brought us the animated short Honor and Glory? Go watch it, you will cry. It is a cinematic masterpiece, and now we have 6'7". My next point of business is going to be the new animated short about Doomfist, okay? I'm going to break it down real quick and just play the animated short where Doomfist is killed because of dialogue scenes instead of punching this dumb bitch in the face, okay? This is the same guy who broke out of prison with his bare hands, concrete wall, and sharded on Genji, Winston, and Tracer at the same time, okay? Honestly, the interactions in the game, Doom actually counters all. Overwatch 1, I'm considering here. He countered Tracer, he countered Genji, and he was really good against Winston. He could 1v3 that, actually. Let's not throw away the receipt, okay? Let's also not forget, new heroes in Overwatch 2 were locked behind a paywall for a while, okay? So, like, the new broken heroes, people paid for to win, okay? That was in the game for a while. Let's not forget that shit, okay? Next order of business. The Jesse McCree scandal, all right? Okay. I heard a story a while ago of a workplace reported incident including sexual assault in the workplace at Blizzard. Apparently, the employee that Blizzard named McCree after had violated standard sexual assault boundaries. It sparked a walkout within the developers at Blizzard, and this breaking point was the moment Overwatch died as a franchise. This entire case looks like an absolute crock of shit. There was no lawsuit. There was even a public release saying that he was not directly linked with sexual assault, according to cyberpost.co here. Now, there was a lawsuit case, but that started in 2021 and is apparently still ongoing, okay? It's been almost half a decade at this point. Okay, and this is an ongoing case. The game's already fucking ruined here, alright? But let's read over this. The McCree Controversy. The McCree Controversy stems from the fact that Overwatch character, originally named Jesse McCree, was named after a Blizzard game designer of the same name. Following a California lawsuit alleging widespread sexual harassment and a frat boy culture at Activision Blizzard, the real Jesse McCree's name surfaced in connection with the scandal. He was reportedly linked to the infamous Cosby suite incident at BlizzCon, where Blizzard employees allegedly harassed women. Already passing here, the Cosby suite incident at BlizzCon was not employees harassing women. To my knowledge, it was a social media post of some of the developers posing with some sort of picture of Bill Cosby. Yes, that is an incredibly bad look, but this incident, to my knowledge, didn't actually involve any women and just involved that message itself. The treatment of workers at the workplace is an argument I will make in a little bit, so save it and sit tight. To distance the character from the real-life controversy, Blizzard renamed the Overwatch character to Cole Cassidy. The McCree Controversy isn't just about a name change. It's a microcosm of the larger issues that plagued Activision Blizzard and cast a shadow over the gaming industry. The character's renaming was a direct response to the growing public outcry over allegations of sexual harassment, discrimination, and a generally toxic workplace environment at the company. The lawsuit that shook the foundation. The catalyst for the entire situation was a lawsuit filed by the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing, DFEH, against Activision Blizzard in July 2021. This lawsuit alleged a pervasive frat boy culture within the company, where female employees were subjected to regular sexual harassment, unequal pay, and a general lack of opportunities. This is where we start diving into some pretty deep waters here, but is it safe to assume that this unequal pay and lack of opportunities came from the newly hired diverse employees that did nothing but spew retarded woke bullshit and were shut down and deemed useless because this frat boy culture was actually just denying the gay woke agenda? The sexual harassment, on the other hand, I firmly to believe come from the nasty comments from the developers shitting on the overweight, ugly, green-haired girl who's way too loud and demanding that we release a non-binary character. Or the underweight, purple-haired girl with one of the sides of her head shaved that boasts about, if we get rid of McCree's flashbang, it will fix the stun problem. Just a retarded move in my opinion. If we removed Fan the Hammer instead, his one-shot capabilities would drop down to Tracer, okay, and below. Okay, considering the August Overwatch 2020 patch, these employees who got handout jobs drove out this frat boy culture of men who created this video game from the ground up, got them all fired because of this culture, and they were removed from the team, and they went on to create Overwatch 2 and destroy Overwatch 1 as a whole. And now it is a 5v5. Okay, no, we're moving on. McCree's association with the problem. The real-life Jesse McCree, a prominent figure in the development of Diablo 4, was implicated in the scandal through his association with the Cosby suite incident. This incident involved a hotel room at BlizzCon where employees allegedly engaged in inappropriate behavior towards women. While the exact nature of McCree's involvement remains somewhat vague, his presence in the photos from the event linked him to the toxic culture that the lawsuit aimed to expose. What exactly was Jesse McCree accused of? The real Jesse McCree wasn't directly accused of specific acts of sexual harassment or assault in the DFEH lawsuit. His involvement stemmed from his reported presence in photos from the Cosby suite incident at BlizzCon, which linked him to the alleged toxic culture at Activision Blizzard. So essentially, what happened here is a minority of women who weren't qualified to make any executive decisions about the game blamed their gender and self-identity as the reason to push out every single original developer of the game, then proceeded to ruin it and silence any real criticism that comes their way. Now, I'm not saying this McCree guy didn't do it, but it literally says right there he didn't fucking do it. On top of sexualizing women, I can tell you Tracer and Widowmaker were both displayed as prime fighters and true tough female soldiers in the Recall animation. They still look sexy and absolutely still had butts, but the animation isn't built around their looks. It's built around the story they're in, showing who they are as people and characters, displaying their abilities in animation form. Blizzard used to do a great job at not sexualizing their women, and the way these two female characters were displayed in this short prominently counters the sexist claims around this frat boy culture. Meanwhile, in Overwatch 2, every skin that you now pay for with real money, Overwatch 2 you pay for like everything, and now it's women's skins, milked. They've released so many women's skins since Overwatch 2. I don't think Sojourn's gotten a mythic. Over and over and over, so that the femboys and gooners can look up a skirt for the first time. It's just disgusting marketing, and Kiriko is a man-hating, egotistical bitch who genuinely needs to get popped in the dome by Widowmaker. On fire system and recycled DLC. Another thing that majorly pissed me off about Overwatch 2 was the dismissal of the on fire system when it released, and the celebration and rejoice when they announced they were bringing it back. Comments flooded of, "Yay, I missed this," and "Finally, the devs are listening, and it genuinely used to be in the game!" Continuously, this development team releases a bunch of fucking garbage, Trojan horsed by a breadcrumb of Overwatch 1 nostalgia. This game produces slop heroes, slop balance changes, and making one of the heroes, Jetpack Cat, to Trojan horse it in, and everyone's excited, okay? It made one of my one friends give him a fat nostalgia boner because him and I used to fantasize about Jetpack Cat coming out. That was 7 years ago. And he swears he's having fun, and Jetpack Cat, and it's just like, fuck, you know? Nostalgia boners, the biggest problem here. They just removed the 2 on Overwatch 2 to make it look like Overwatch 1. I played a few matches of 6v6 on console, and what I found is the gameplay feels like Overwatch 1, but it isn't, okay? And here, I'll explain why. I played Genji and Tracer like I used to, and it gives me the same feedback loops, but the interactions aren't relevant to the team fight whatsoever, and I'm not making a difference, okay? So as Genji, I do the same pattern of, shurikens, swift strike, and then you get a pick and dash reset, okay? But what I found is that if there's a Mercy, you don't play Genji, period. You don't, okay? You'll die before you kill Mercy, and you won't kill anything if she's alive and healing, okay? Tracer, on the other hand, I used to do this specific pattern of blinks, okay? To bait McCree flashbangs and to get the jump on DPS heroes, okay? In Overwatch 2, with one tank, there's really no point in diving, okay? 5v5 teamfights are so compact and put together and filled with obstacles, stunned, hindered, trapped, and this person's got a tree here and fucking double barrier over there, armor pack, hacked, fucking whatever. It makes Tracer's damage output like almost irrelevant. Her movement's good, you can still blink around and shoot people and get behind them, but like you're not going to make a difference because the healing's too good and the supports do too much damage. They'll kill you. And the same thing applies with healing, just being way too easy and strong, okay? In general, removing a hero making 5v5 removes millions of unique interactions, especially when you consider the maps and how they were all built for 6v6. And the game still lets me play Tracer, blink around and do damage to people, but I'm not going to find a time where I'm going to movement juke a McCree flashbang anymore. I'm not even going to find a time where I dive in the back line and not use recall, because I'm just behind the entire enemy team. Like, that's how 5v5 works, okay? And, like, the only time I will get that is if I'm playing, like, against absolute fucking bots, or a team with bot support heroes who can't heal, okay? Supports are just DPS that heal. The game is not balanced in a way to record IQ plays. It's interaction trading. It's who gets off their OP ability first and who plays hard counters more. Last but not least, okay, the joke of PvE. This has been talked about literally more times than I can fucking count, but I'm going to keep it short and simple here and say it one more time to wrap the video up. They promised PvE. They killed Overwatch 1. They released Overwatch 2 with no PvE. They delayed PvE another year. They delayed PvE again. They then canceled PvE. They then changed the base game to unrecognizable standards. They then released 3 PvE missions behind a $20 paywall. Those missions were terrible. Worse than Storm Rising, Retribution, and King's Row missions that were free and classics of Overwatch 1. It's time to start holding these people accountable. Riddle me that question from the beginning. Would a clone of Overwatch 1 single-handedly destroy Overwatch 2 and Marvel Rivals? The definite answer is yes. And you can thank the powerful feminist game developers at Activision Blizzard for taking away the game that we loved forever. Thank you for watching.